What's going on, everybody? Jeff Holiday here, and today we are going to be making a video that's kind of in a different vein than otherwise one would assume. We're actually going to have to debunk something that people really did believe that has to do with ivermectin. You see, you might have noticed if you're kind of tuned in to some of the social media areas that I am, that there was a hysteria that was arising because a study apparently showed that taking ivermectin can make you infertile. That's right, eating the horse paste can wilt your willy. Or can it? Can it, actually? Well, I'm just going to give the spoiler alert. No, it actually doesn't. Or at least there's not any real compelling evidence for that. But I think it's important that we take a look at it because fair is fair. There's plenty of reasons to doubt the efficacy of ivermectin in use for COVID-19, despite what some rampant jackasses say, like Joe Rogan.
So I got back from the road Saturday night, feeling very weary. I had a headache, and I just felt just run down. I got up in the morning, got tested, and turns out I got COVID. So we immediately threw the kitchen sink at it. All kinds of meds, monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin, Z-Pak.
Who suspiciously mentioned when he got COVID that he was throwing everything at it. And the first thing that he noted was monoclonal antibodies, which have been shown to work, but are also usually only available to people that have a lot of money. But that wasn't what it was. No. It was eating the horse paste. That's obviously what it is. But so because this is a hot ticket item, something that we have to talk about, we also have to defend ivermectin because it is not in fact causing infertility. So let's take a look. Now, the source of this controversy comes from a 2011 paper, Effects of Ivermectin Therapy on the Sperm Functions of Nigerian patients. And in this study, they were looking at the sperm viscosity, the sperm count, all of the aspects of the jizz to see if the jizz was just not quite so potent anymore. And they seemed to find that maybe, potentially, perhaps, maybe there's a problem. But there's a problem with them coming to the conclusion that there's a problem. And we're going to check it out. Viral claims that the drug ivermectin causes infertility in 85% of men were based on the questionable conclusions of a 2011 study that included only 37 subjects. Big red flag. If your subject size is that small, you can't really derive that much conclusive data. You can say, well, hey, maybe there's a problem and we should do something bigger, but to just let it rest at that, that's not how you cite science, and that's not really how you make a compelling argument. Recent news articles and memes made the infertility claim based on a 2011 study conducted in Nigeria. The study focused on ivermectin as a treatment for river blindness, a parasitic infection endemic to Africa, and one of the conditions that the drug is approved to treat in humans. However, infertility is not a known side effect, according to the FDA. The infertility claim spread quickly due to ivermectin increasingly being used by some as an unapproved and likely ineffective treatment for COVID-19. The 85% figure did not come from the Nigerian study itself, but rather from a different study that it references, although no record of the study could be found in the journal cited. So not only are people trying to make a viral sensation that ivermectin's gonna wilt your pee-pee, they are citing a study that is citing a study that nobody can even find. I mean, nobody did any due diligence when they were coming up with this. It's actually pretty amazing. The Nigerian study, which was conducted without a control group, also tested the drug's possible effects on male fertility. Out of the 385 men who were originally included in the Nigerian study, data from only 37 was ultimately investigated, with the remaining men excluded because their sperm counts that were already too low. Ooh. What's going on over there in that area? Of the 37 men who had high enough sperm counts to be studied, it was found that their fertility was negatively impacted, although the effect was small in some subjects, and it was not clear whether it was a temporary effect. More than likely, there's something else going on. Maybe it's environmental. Maybe it's part of their diet or something like that. If you're not trying to isolate more factors into understanding why something might be occurring, and then you just kind of like, well, we did this, you at least have to look into it further. That's just kind of how studies are supposed to be done. There's little reason to believe the ivermectin causes infertility in people. The Nigerian study was conducted on a small number of subjects, and questions have been raised over the methodology of the study and the peer review process of the journal it was published in. Some research has suggested that the drug impacts the fertility of farm animals, but animal research often does not apply to humans. Now, what's interesting about that, too, is while I was looking up this, I found this study, effective ivermectin on male fertility and its interaction with the P-glycoprotein inhibitor, verapamil, in rats. This was apparently done back in, I was just looking at it, 2008. And in this one, all I could find was the abstract, but then again, I didn't really look that hard. But they said there might possibly, maybe, sort of, in some ways, maybe impacted the fertility of rats. But those are rats, not necessarily people. Does it mean maybe we should study it further? I don't know, maybe. But as far as what we understand so far, it's just not a thing. There was also little reason to believe recent claims that ivermectin is a cure or useful treatment for COVID-19. I've been saying that for a minute. While a number of small studies have suggested that ivermectin may be a potential COVID-19 treatment, other studies have shown that there is no benefit or have been inconclusive. Some of the studies that showed positive outcomes have been criticized by experts for poor design and other errors. Again, I've been saying. One large meta-analysis in June that was touted as evidence of ivermectin's effectiveness against COVID-19 was quickly retracted when it was discovered that fraudulent data was used. Without the fraudulent data, the analysis found that ivermectin did not impact the survival of COVID-19 patients. Additional research is ongoing, but the available evidence does not support the assertion that ivermectin is an effective treatment for COVID-19. I'm really happy to see Newsweek and other outlets mentioning that when you reanalyze the data, after you take out the fucking scientific fraud, that it's not compelling, which is awesome. That's, just a testament to like what good research by people like Gideon, the health nerd, how valuable that can be. It just needs to actually get out there into the mainstream press, But I digress. And as you can see, I'm also live while I'm doing this too. We'll get to that in just a minute. Something that I really wanted to make mention is that we have to be careful, because if I go on my channel and I use my platform and I do that to try and debunk what I think is a bogus cure, ivermectin is used for COVID-19, I also have the responsibility of trying to go through and defend ivermectin from people claiming that it's going to wilt your carrot, it's going to make you shoot blanks, it's going to dry you up, I have to do that because fair is fair. Ivermectin is an incredible drug for what it's designed for. It's an incredible drug, and it's very useful, and it is very safe when taken in the actual recommended dose and for the actual recommended purpose. So that's called consistency. Don't get me wrong. When it came out, when these memes started coming out that ivermectin is going to make you infertile, I almost jumped on it. And I was like, dude, this is too good. This would be so funny. This is so great. Wait. I'm going to look into it first, and I'm going to wait. And so I didn't share any of them, and I'm glad I did, because I wanted to make sure that I was being honest and I was being consistent. That is what we have to do. We have to do that, because to do anything else is to exhibit the same behavior of the kind of destructive forces that we see in society and that I've pretty much dedicated my whole channel to fighting. So, that's pretty much it for that video. I did want to mention that, yes, I am live over here at twitch.tv/RealJeffHoliday. And I'm able now, because summer is finally over, today is my kid's first day of school, I am going to actually be able to do more work and put in more effort and put out more videos, not just on this channel, but my second and my third channel. And I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited to be going into this work year for me, because I basically have almost the same schedule as a teacher, just because that's the only time I have free time. So I hope you'll join me on my Twitch channel sometimes. Other than that, stay tuned for more content. I hope you and your family are well. From mine to yours, bye-bye, everyone.